Hi everyone, Brett here, altitude scale modeling. Today we're going to be looking at this monster Russian 4K 51 Rubezh coastal ASM with P-15. I guess that means a really big truck with a really big missile. This box, as you can see, is 23 inches long, 5.5 inches tall. It's a big box. Had to readjust the camera mount and everything just to get it in. Some of the CAD drawings, a little about the vehicle. Comes with 2 frets of PE. Looks like a masking set. Decals. Kit number 01035. Some of the schemes. 4 schemes. I think I like this one the best. Of course, that's the hardest. This would be the easiest. You just got to weather it to make it look okay. I have not opened any of the bags, but I have opened the box. And it's jammed full of sprue goodness. So, here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a couple of 3 bubble wrap ones. I'm guessing those are delicate parts. It's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, wheels, hull, gear parts, decals, and photo etch. Alright, drop that box down there, move that all over there, bring this back in, and start with what looks like the office for the radar section. Nice plastic. No real detail inside. A little smudge on it. Wiped right off. Raised rivet detail, raised hatch, recessed panel line with raised rivet detail. Nice little, and that's just the office section. This is going to be a really big one. I didn't notice on the box if it said how big it was. We'll have to check that out at the end. This part, this bag is taped. In this bag, we have a little bit of copper cable. We have the rubber grommets. And this is the part of the tube where the rocket sits. Very nice detail on there. You can see all that pretty well. This is all raised. Plus a line of raised rivets on both sides. Down here raised and recessed. Both sides. A little bit of the copyright stuff, 1/35 4KF in there. Part C. I hope you can see right along there. The tiny row of rivets right there. And the hatch. Tiny row of rivets right there. So the detail on this is quite well thought out. Put all this back in the bag. Don't lose any of that. While we're here, the wheels are here. You get 8 hard rubber wheels. They're not too hard, but they are rubber or vinyl. Wheel size written on there. There is no center seam to worry about. The tread pattern is really good. Main thing people will complain about with this is you can't really do weight on wheels. But I'm sure if you really wanted that, you could go find some resin aftermarket ones. I'll probably be okay with these because I like the way they look. Okay. Let's start with this one because this looks like cab parts. Why do I always miss one end when I'm opening the bag? Why, oh why? Alright, big old gigantic sprue right here. Full of all the parts necessary to put the cab together. You even got some radio boxes, little antennas, top, sides. Over here's an instrument panel of some sort, control box, another control box underneath. You can see all the ejector pin marks are going to be inside, which is good. You got a little ladder. This has got 2 sides on it, or not. There's nothing on that side, and the details on this side. Alright, you got detail inside this panel, wiring and boxes, and all looking really good. No flash. No ejector pins where they shouldn't be. No burring. Good solid plastic. Yes, that's a cat underneath. Thinking she needs to be in the video as well. Some locking parts there. This looks like a spotlight right here. Very well done. Gonna stick some clear in there. I'm guessing this panel goes onto a box because you can see right there. So, first big sprue, really nice. Let me remove the cat and see if she pays attention, stays down. Next, if I had to guess, I would say engine parts, but I don't think this comes with an engine. Definitely detail parts of some sort. Drive shaft part. Exhaust pipes. These are exhaust pipes. Cat came back. See, she's already messed it up. She wants to play with the wiring on my Pontiac engine. She already pulled one out. Bad kitty. Excuse me while I deviate from this sprue review to put my engine away. Okay, back to the sprue. Back to the cat wanting attention under the sprue. These looks like fans for something, cooling of something. See, I thought engine because these look like valve covers. These look like transmission parts. We know these are exhaust pipes, and this is a drive shaft of some sort. Those actually look like pistons, but we know there are no exposed. Of course, they could be pistons for raising the rocket platform. Good detail on both sides. I like how they protect this and protect this part here, which looks like wiring. Inside these fans here, well, you can see with a cattail behind you, but there's a little bit of flash. You're going to need to clean up on both those fan blades. And then when you're cutting these off, you're going to be very careful. Alright. See if we can do this again. You know she's a cat. She's not going to listen. She thinks everything should be her way. Okay. We got us here a ladder, more parts. Looks like a fan belt or fan right there, or it could just be a crank. If I had to guess, I'd have no idea what this part is, so I'm not going to guess. Oh, this one's loose, but it's not broken. So once we get through that, we're putting it back in the bag, so don't lose that part. This almost looks like a broken ladder part there, but it's not. Looks like it's a handrail. Yep, down the side over there. Crank. There's a real ladder for the side of the rocket launcher. Alright, let's put this back in here so that when that part falls off, it pulls off in the bag. Trying to get all the bigger ones out of the way before we start on the smaller ones and the bubble wrapped ones. So some more drivetrain parts. Steering wheel. Hoses. Microphone. Fire extinguishers or oxygen mask. Rear view mirrors. Doors. Side of the cab. More drive shafts. The steering wheel here has the tiniest hint of flash all around this edge down here. Excuse the noise again. Kids being jumpy on a Saturday morning. Rear view mirrors look really good. It's going to be delicate getting them off of there though. Ejector pins on the inside of here, but I'm sure you won't see it. Here's the, thinking it's the floor of something. It's got nice texture to it. Antenna, springs, front end of the cab. And the next big one. It's like trailer parts and framing, except it doesn't have a trailer, it's all one unit. So, framing. Excuse me. So, frame rails. Like more exhaust. I could be wrong. Fender flares. More tubing, tiny little parts for places. Ladder parts. Here's some more. If I had to guess, I'd say there's springs for either retracting the launcher or wheels. No flash. Oh, there's a little flash on this drive shaft here. See that right there. But on these smaller parts, there isn't any flash, so it's hard to say where it goes. There's all ejector pins inside of all of the side rails. Hopefully, we won't be able to see that. A little bit of flash on this fender here, but not on that one there. You know, nothing to write home about. Nothing to cry about. Little bits of flash. We're all used to that if we've been doing this long enough. Some of them old kits used to be flash filled. So, more frame rails. I'm guessing these are the ones that hold the rocket. More exhaust pipe looking things. Some sort of radiator or cooling area. I'm looking at the picture on the side of the box. There's a lot of detail, lots of tiny little parts. I haven't seen the radar dish yet. Another ladder. Looks like, I mean, if you know any better, you think it was a big tank. But I'm sure this is where axles go. Various bits and bobs. We'll have to check the directions and see when we look at it. But a nice sprue, nice detailing. The rails are straight. So there's no warpage in it, which is something that long is always a good thing. These are two matching sprues. So we just take one out. Sprue B is matching screws. Here's for the wheels. A little more drive shaft parts, tow hooks. Whatever these are, they're very small. They're like rivet heads or bolt heads or something. Plus you've got a line of bolt heads into the sprues here, which is a Meng thing, but apparently Trumpeter does it as well. Some more tiny hooks right here. Some caps. Back of the caps. There's some good detail on those caps. You can see. Good detail on all these parts. Detail is not a problem with this kit. As you can tell by all the lug nuts. Hate to have to change that wheel by hand. And here's those bolts that are part of this sprue here, and then those little tiny ones right there. So it's all looking good. Put that back in with this one. We've got small detail to worry about. We haven't even got to the bubble wrap parts yet. Two more of the exact same sprue, so we're not going to open it. So there's 4 of those, which makes sense because there's 8 wheels. Another set of matching sprues. This has doors, seats. See, did it again. Missed the corner of the bag in this cabinet. So you got doors with some detail inside there. And detail inside of there. You even got texture, like there's fabric or something in there. Looks like a gearbox of some sort. That actually looks like a windshield wiper. Considering the size of this vehicle, looks like a very small windshield wiper. Some more very tiny, delicate parts. I don't know if you can see how small that is. Like I said, chairs, doors, seats, seat backs. So 2 of these. These are going to be really careful of. And this one. More ladders, more mirrors. Front end again. So we got part of a fender or something on the outside of the vehicle. I am not a Russian vehicle expert. I just like putting all kinds of vehicles together. Some more very tiny, delicate parts. Just like hooks of some sort for something. So there are a lot of really small parts you're going to need to take your time on, pay attention to. Do something to keep them from attacking, being eaten by the carpet monster. And we've got this different colored one, which is made of like a rubbery kind of plastic. Very flexible. See? These look like seat backs, which is a nice touch. And seat cushions. This covers something, as does that, and the detail's great. So, seat back cushions, nice detail. And then these look like the bottom seat cushions, which again, nice detail. I'm thinking this is padding to cover something up. Same with this one and this one. Not sure what these are for, but they're one piece, not to be glued together. Flexible. So the detail on this part, whatever it's for, is really nice. It's flexible. Sprue Z or Z if you're on an island somewhere off the coast of France. Okay. Still not into the bubble wrapped ones because we got rocket parts here. Too much plastic. And I mean that in the bag form, not the building form. Alright, rocket tubes. Very nice recessed detail. The fins. You've got these either static dischargers. Wouldn't think they'd have pitot tubes on them, but they're on the fins, so they're going to be very careful when you glue that together. Other side, another fin. If this is an aircraft, I think these were launch rails, so I'm not sure what those are. This looks like a big tank for oxygen or fuel or something. Then you got a fire extinguisher. A solid slide molded box with lots of detail on it. Two more fins. 1, 2, 3. Let me see how, because it's got wings too. These are the wings. This must be the rudder, and these are the elevators technically. And this is actually the rocket motor. And there's the exhaust. See what you learn when you look at the box. Big size missile right there. That's a big one. That would ruin somebody's day. Pretty sure it's an anti-ship missile, which would be what ASM probably stands for, huh? Here, if I had to guess, let's see here, more parts for the launch tube. Pivot part for the launch tube. I think this would be the floor of the cab, maybe, or the bottom of the cab. This looks like the bottom of the launch tube. Very nice clean detail on it. If you weather much, it's going to hold the wash really nice. Hatches. Another storage box right here. Side detail. Got these big old fat ejector pin parts that didn't cut out. A whole bunch of them. So I don't know if they need cut out, but man, those are ugly. Of course, this is a thick piece, so probably took a lot to push it out of there. The rest of them are all recessed. No problem. No worries. Looks like we got another rocket. Exact same sprue, so we're not going to open it. So it comes with two rockets. I don't know if the tube holds two or if you just have, so you can display one separately. Looks like a launch rail. Nope, it doesn't. It looks like the part that holds the radar dish, which I still haven't seen. According to the picture on the box, it looks like the part that raises up for the radar dish. And this is the arm to raise it. If I had to guess. Another little antenna part. Nice slide molding, nothing down the center here, which still makes me think it's a launch rail because it's shaped like it should be a launch rail. That's what the instructions are for, but you can see they're very straight. No flash, no burring. Got these little parts on the end right here that molded in nicely. A little wheel for controlling something. Again, all the ejector pin marks on the inside, all recessed, all out of the way. Bag's not cooperating. And one last sprue here before we get into the bubble wrapped ones. There's the antenna dish, and it looks like it's got some detail on it. I got a detail on that dish, all these right here. That's going to take some care. I mean, they're thick. They're not really overly fragile, but I'd still want to be careful. These looks like there are two in there because you've got tube 1 and tube 2. Nicely cast on there. These are got some really nice casting texture on there. Tube 1 and tube 2. It's like an entry door for the control room. Another slide molded box of some sort. Looks like a generator. The floor of something, or the side of something. Just the way the curve of that antenna dish. And the detail of it. We took time with this, all these, the inside of the launch tube. And I'm guessing you can have these open, and there are no ejector pin marks inside of any of those launch tube doors. Or of course none on the outside either. But it's looking the way they're designed, like this is how it should look, and then you're going to connect parts to have it open. Very nice touch. Can't wait to get to the instructions. Okay. Taped bubble wrapped parts. To me that means be careful, you big dummy. Come on, tape. Oh yeah. Framing. Very small framing parts, very tiny little parts. These parts here are probably the reason that it's bubble wrapped. Got another nice big slide molded part right there with raised and recessed rivets, detail, vents. If you're really motivated, you could probably sand through the back to open them up. I don't think I'd risk it though, because I don't think that would work actually. Probably have to get some photo etch to make it opened up. But yeah. So, let's see if we can slide this back in here without the tape being a pain in the bung hole. Got it. Now, are these other two matching? No, they're not. They still have the same type of delicate rails on them, but they don't have some of the other parts. See, look at these very, see better if I move that, very finely detailed, very thin, extremely thin. That is so thin right there. I don't know if I've ever seen anything that thin. How thin that one piece is right there. Molded plastic. So it's nice they take the time and the effort to make sure these parts don't get damaged. because that would be a pain in the rear end if you had to try and glue them back together because you broke them, or they came broke. And one more bubble wrap one. And it is the same as the one I just looked at, so 2 identical, 1 different. I can open both of those. Where did I put my clear parts in my photo etch? Oh no, there it is. Let's go clear parts first, because they're not going to be that big of a deal. They're all flat. Flat, very clear, very crisp. No lines, no seams, no cracks. All the windows, the lights. Excellent clear parts. But Trumpeter always does clear parts. Photo etch. Vents, I'd say these are seat backs, clasps, more clasps, folding parts. Both are very thick, both are covered with coating. Pre-cut pre-cut masking, yeah. Even Tamiya doesn't pre-cut their masks. And decals. Oops. I cut that one awful. So, pre-cut masks. Don't know what they're for yet, but they're pre-cut. Trumpeter's decals have never been a problem for me. It's just numbers, a couple of flags, around the instrument panel dials, license plates. Nothing special, a little glossy. But it's armored vehicle, so that'll work. Now the part we really want to look at. Instructions to see where some of this stuff goes. As usual, Trumpeter and Hobby Boss come with a little advertisement. You can get the C-band trailer, the launching platform for the Patriot system, 3 different tanks. That's kind of cool, MTLB. And this one, CAD drawings of this one. Look at that monster. See the doors open? So 2 missiles in there. Detailed chassis and generator and gearbox, boarding ladders, radar dish, missile launcher traversing and elevating mechanism. Covers can be displayed so you can put all the parts in there. Photo etch details for the crew cab. Alright. That's a fat instruction book. And of course it's going to start with sprue maps. Then you're going to start on the frame. All the drive shaft, gearbox parts. I'm wondering if they have engines for all the wheels or just one big fat engine. Transfer casings. I'd say those are suspension parts. Put it together. Lots of stuff goes on these frame rails. And even more stuff going across the top there. Hatches and armor plating, it looks like. There's exhaust pipes. Yeah, I'm thinking it does come with engines, and it comes with... These look like small engines. And these look like... Or this looks like one big engine. Right here. Because these all have exhaust pipes on them. And then there's this engine. So one engine goes in the front, drive shaft, transfer case. And I suppose these other ones here could be generators. It doesn't show where they go. And actually I'm looking at it wrong. These are the valve cover halves that mount onto the block. So it is just one engine. But it comes with an engine. I love that. Twin cooling fans on the engine. Of course it's pulling a lot of weight. And looks like for each wheel there's multiple parts, axles, and suspension parts. And you get all that on there. You've got another drive shaft going here. Not sure what it's for. Look at the color colors at the end. You start mounting storage boxes on there. More storage boxes. There's a lot we can put onto this frame. The frame's going to take a long time. Here's putting the, this is brass wire, I thought it was copper wire, mounting the tow hook eyes on the end of it, putting it on there. Radiator, fan shrouds, start working on the cab, putting the wheels together with the poly cap, hoses, wheels on, but I just don't know about that. You always put them on at the end after you paint it. Bottom of the cab, I'm guessing these are fuel tanks. Interior of the cab, it's got some decent detail. Insides of the doors. I don't know if you can have the doors posed open or not, but there is detail inside the doors. Cab. Looks like a half cab to me. Yep. Some more storage boxes, generators. You start working on the rocket tube system, and I was right the first time. These are launch tubes. This goes down the center between. That's what it's plain part for. Putting the whole launching box together, then putting the rockets together. Excuse me. Let me have a drink here. Alright, boxes together, rockets inserted. Some PEs going on there. The doors, launch tubes 1 and 2. The parts that go inside the doors for detailing. I guess if you weren't going to have them open, you wouldn't need to do that. But I would. Here's some side parts. There's what the doors look like if you have them open. You got the hinges. Let's see, this is a hatch of some sort, but I don't know for what. Oh, I see. This is the part that pivots and raises. The launch tube. This is all the detail parts that go into the part that raises the launch tube if you're going to have it raised. There's the launch tube going onto the truck. Then you've got to build the radar system. All the boxes, there's that one part we looked at first, the upper hull they're calling it. And there's the bottom part that we looked at towards the end. Ladders. It's got a lot of generators, parts going on it. Doors and hatches, fire extinguishers. So that whole detailed box there. Then you're putting the radar dish assembly together, along with all its support mechanism. And then you're attaching it to the box very carefully. And you're attaching the box to the truck. And you're all done. That one part I was looking at here, that rubbery part, goes over the front, it looks like, to keep the sand from blowing in. It's got one little opening. So, 29 steps, big book, color callouts. It's got Mr. Hobby Vallejo, Model Master Tamiya, and Humbrol. This is the first game I said I liked, but I'm thinking I like this one better. Of course, it's got that outline, which would be a pain. Never realized it hung off the back like that. You just can't really tell from the picture, but that makes sense, because it rotates and pivots and raises and lowers. Ah, see, that one I like better. So it looks like the whole frame part is black, then you've got to camouflage all these parts, including the radar dish. And again, Mr. Hobby Vallejo, Model Master Tamiya, Humbrol. Tamiya has all the colors, Vallejo, Model Master. Actually, it looks like every one of these has all the colors needed. That's rare to see. Painting the rocket, either red nose or blue nose. I think when I build it, I'll probably go with that one. So there you have it. This big old monster right there. Just zoom out and see what we can get in a shot. Let's just leave it like that. Gives it a great picture. So, big kit, not cheap. I think it was around $85, which for the amount of plastic and the size wasn't too bad, I guess. And it's a unique specimen. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Remember, don't be a kit collector, be a kit builder. Find something like this. You don't want that sitting on your shelf. You want that built and looking good, impressing yourself. And then you take it to a show, take it to a model club. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.